Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle. For those of you who do not know me, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. One thing before we go ahead and get started with this video is I did want to let you know that this is part of my 31 days of eyeshadow palettes. I am super excited to be doing this. What that means and what that entails is I will be playing with a different eyeshadow palette every single day of January 2019. And I'm very excited about that because there are so many eyeshadow palettes in my collection that I need to play with. I need to see if they still fit within my collection. Also, I have a lot of new things I need to play with, and I wanted to let you guys know that I got this idea from It's Lori's Life. She did something like this last year. It's so funny, I can say last year now. And she did this and she kind of gave like facts and stuff about herself and really focused on different eyeshadow palettes. And I'm gonna have her channel linked down below, as well as a couple of the videos that she did with that series, because I think this is a great idea. I also like it because it is going to challenge my makeup skills. I'm going to have to come up with some new looks, some new ways of doing things, and kind of stretch my talent with makeup. And I love that. Today I'm going to be playing with the Paulina Beauty and BlushTribe palette. I got this in the mail the other day and I have been so excited to play with it. I'm gonna let you guys know I did kind of play with it. I've swatched it and I've put a few of the shades on my eyes before. Really quick, I wanted to let you know I do have my eyes primed with my NYX Jumbo pencil. I just do that so it's one less step in my tutorial. I also have a facial oil on, so if my skin looks really oily, that's why. I'll let you guys know which one it is. It's the Medusa's Makeup Afterglow Facial Serum. This has been really good for my skin. I only have to put a very small amount of it on, and I just like the way it feels on my skin. It calms everything down. When my skin is dry, it just like itches and just drives me crazy, and this has been really helpful, especially when I decide to go and put foundation on. Well, now that we have all of that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and let's look at this beautiful palette. I am going to keep the artwork and it is going to go somewhere up on my like giant collage because I still have some space. So this is what it looks like. If you guys have not seen it, it is a very beautiful palette. You guys can tell I have played and touched all of the shades because I could not help myself. It is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette with beautiful greens, pinks, and purples. And to me, this is very Paulina and it's very reminiscent of her and her channel. She is the reason that I purchase anything from BlushTribe. She is what got me into BlushTribe. She is what started my obsession with BlushTribe. She's the reason why I want to own all of the BlushTribe palettes. So the reason you guys see so much BlushTribe on my channel is her. Blame her. It's all her fault. I actually really enjoy Paulina's channel. I love that she is just herself on her channel. I love her love of color. That is what really drew me to her channel, and she's very inspiring as far as the way she does her tutorials and her makeup. It is so fun to watch her makeup tutorials. This palette cost $28 USD when I look it up on my phone. And I paid the trans-global shipping before they changed it. Now they use Royal Airmail or Royal Mail or something like that. So I know shipping has gone up. I'm gonna let you guys know that. This is an international brand. You do have to pay international shipping to get their products. But I will say this, even with paying the shipping, I think I paid like $33 or $34 USD, and I really do think that these are worth it. I know not everyone loves BlushTribe's quality. Not everyone is into it. I'm somebody who really likes it. It's just, to me, it's a really good eyeshadow quality for it being an indie brand, and I love supporting indie brands. So that is one thing that drew me to this, was knowing it's an indie brand. It is so fun following the owner on Twitter and on Instagram. She is so kind. And it's just really, really neat to kind of have a brand owner be so involved in the beauty community and really kind of put positivity out there and beautiful eyeshadow palettes, and want to make sure that these shades work on vast variety of skin tones and is willing to address problems that arise and stuff. So I think that's really awesome. We're gonna go ahead and I'm going to swatch these really quick, and then we're going to play with these on the eyes. And I think, I'm just gonna be honest, I think I'm going for a green look. A very, very green look today. So the first shades here, hold on, I'm gonna take off my bracelet because I don't want it to be in the way. Elephants. Okay. And get a makeup wipe ready. Okay, now I'm ready to swatch, you guys. So the first shades here, Friends, Seagay, and Solely. I'm just gonna swatch them right here. So this one is Friends. Oh, lime green. And then this one is Seagay. And then we have Solely right here. Look at how pretty those are. The next row is Humble, Thingaling, and then Angel. So we have Humble, we have Thingaling, and we have Angel. I'm gonna go in and just kind of build Angel up a little bit so that you guys can see. I will say this, just dipping my finger into these, I love the way they feel. That was one thing I noticed when I first got this palette. I was like, ooh, the mattes feel nice and creamy. I love the way the shimmers feel. We'll talk about how they work and stuff on the eyes after. So this one is Salma, who is the owner of BlushTribe, so she named it after that. This one is Paulina, and then we have Aubergine. I always feel like I say it wrong, but that's how I say it. So this one is Salma. Oh, that's one I haven't played with on my eyes yet. Then we have Paulina, which this one is in the Fall Fusion palette, and so is Aubergine. And just so you know, I've noticed some similarities between shades both in the Hasina palette as well as the Hasina 2. I don't mind it, but I know some people don't like that. Especially within the greens is where I'm talking about noticing similarities, as well as the kind of Angel shade. That one's more in the Hasina palette. But I like having all these colors in one palette. That way I don't have to have multiple palettes out. I'm somebody who doesn't like having multiple palettes out. Which is why I don't commonly do like 2 looks or 2 palettes 1 look, because I'm not a fan of that. So I like having this here. I just thought I'd let you guys know that, because I know some people are like, I already have those shades, I already have those shades. But I also bought this to support Paulina. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into the tutorial portion of this video, and I am so excited. I am going to do a green look. I can't help it. The greens are calling to me. I am somebody who absolutely loves green. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Friends. This is probably going to be a very predictable Danielle look. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. I need the greens. I need them. So I'm gonna go in with this brush right here. This is a Harry Potter wand brush. It is a fluffy crease brush, and it's not super fluffy, and it's not super stiff, so it's very movable, so it's going to help me apply this shadow. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to get better at showing which brushes I'm using, or at least what types of brushes. I don't have a ton of name brand brushes, and I think it's important to show that you can do makeup looks without having the most high-end brushes and things. So like I said, we're going in with that. One thing I've noticed about these shadows is that they are very powdery. A lot of BlushTribe's shadows are powdery. Some people don't like that, some people love it. I'm a person who doesn't mind, but we are going to tap off our brush because there is a lot of excess and you can really build up these shadows. So we've tapped off our brush, and now I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna quickly just use my finger and make sure that there's no like weird creases and stuff in the NYX Jumbo pencil. So I'm just gonna place this on my eye. And I'm not really worried about fallout or anything like that because I don't have my foundation on. And that's one thing I've noticed with BlushTribe palettes. For me personally, I can't use the shadows with foundation on. It just does not work. I do also recommend some kind of a sticky base, whether you're leaving your concealer a little bit wet or you're using a NYX Jumbo pencil, the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, things like that, just because it really does help these shadows stick to where you want them, and it really does help with building up the pigment and getting the color you want out of these shadows. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is Humble, and I'm going to take this actually on this teeny tiny little e.l.f. eye crease brush, and we're really going to put that right in the crease, and then I'm going to go back in with the shade Friends and kind of blend that out. I also wanted to let you know that I am going to also have Paulina's videos about this palette, just because I think it's very interesting to hear about the shade names and things like that, and I think she did a really great job with naming these shadows, because I think it really represents her and what her channel is and the brand of her channel. So like I said, now I'm going back in with that same brush that had Friends on it, and I'm just going to blend these together. It's going to soften the edges of Humble and kind of blend the two together while still keeping that gradient that I want. And this is why I like that this brush is so bendy. I really do think it helps with getting the blend that I want. I'm also going in with small little circles while kind of doing a windshield wiper motion. I think that is the best way to get the blend. And once I have that completely blended the way I want it to be, I'm going to go in with the shade Seagay, and I'm going to place this on the outer corner. This is what I meant by a signature Danielle look. This is typically, I go light, medium shade, dark shade, and then a shimmer. So yeah, at least I know what I normally do. I'm aware of it. So I'm going to take this angled brush here. I like the angled brushes for my outer corner just because I can place it exactly where I want it, as well as just have more control of the shadow. So we're going to go in with Seagay here. It's a much deeper green. I like that with this palette. Another thing that I like is that you can do a look with this side, or you can kind of mix and match the shades too, which I think is fun. It's like a brighter version of the Hasina 2 palette. So I'm just placing that on the outer corner of my eye and really just kind of focusing it right there. The one thing I kind of wish this palette had, and probably not everyone agrees with me, but is a black to kind of really deepen it. I might pull a black from another palette. No, I'll just leave it. But I do kind of wish it was there to kind of really deepen these shades, because I'm somebody who likes like a black with on the outer edge to really deepen it. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea or taste. That's fine. We're gonna go back in with this brush right here. This is the one that had the shade Friends on it, and I'm just going to kind of blend everything together. Really get those shades to be friends. Okay, so now that I have that done, we're going to go in with the shimmer shade Soli here. I really like this shimmer shade. It's not the green I would expect, and that's kind of why I like it. Probably should have, well, no, that's going on. Well, that's a really pretty shimmer. I really like that shimmer, you guys. I like the way it looks on my eyes. It's not too shimmery and it's not causing like crazy like lines and stuff in my eyes, which I'm appreciative of. So I'm going to go ahead and put on eyeliner and mascara off of camera, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I decided to go ahead and do my foundation as well. I put on my eyeliner and my mascara. For eyeliner, I used the Pretty Vulgar The Ink Gel Eyeliner, my favorite. I used the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. For foundation, I did a combination of 3 foundations because I'm crazy. I used the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow because I need to use these up. I used the Maybelline Fit Me Stick Foundation, and then I used this Manic Panic Dream Tone White Mix-In because this one is way too dark for my skin right now. For powder, I'm trying out the Pretty Vulgar The Powder Room Mad About It powder. Oh, I also used the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer for my actual primer. Then I used the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This one's almost out. I did purchase another one prior to December ending. I purchased a few kind of makeup things that I was going to need, but I have another one of these. Then I used the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Brighten. I also used the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Prosecco Pop. So that is what's on my face currently. We're gonna go ahead and finish off the under eyes and then do my lips as well. So for my under eyes, because it is a green look, I am going to go in with the Kokie Professionals Velvet Smooth Eyeliner in Forest Green. We're just gonna take that and run that in my lower waterline here. And then I'm going to go in with a combination of Friends and Humble on my lower lash line. And I'm just going to take this kind of flat brush here, this flat defining brush, and I'm going to go into a little bit of Friends and then a little bit of Humble and just kind of mix those two together. And we're just going to press it along the lower lash line. Oh, I should have tapped my brush off. Even think about doing that. We'll fix it. Or I should have placed some extra powder, but you live, you learn, you adjust. We're not going in as hard. Okay, so now that I've fixed the green underneath my eyes that fall out, next time I will be tapping off my brush before I just go under because that was, woo, too much. So now for my lips, I think I'm actually going to go in with this Bite Beauty Amuse-Bouche lipstick, and this one is in Demi Glaze. This is partially because I want a very comfortable lip on today just because it is so cold right now here in Arizona, which is crazy, and I don't want my lips to be like the Saharan desert. So one thing I noticed as I'm looking in the mirror right here is that I need some brow bone highlight and some inner corner highlight. So we're going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit. And I'm going to take the shade Helia and we're going to pop that in the inner corner, and then I'm going to take the shade Luna as my brow bone highlight. So first Helia, the green for my inner corner. Really brighten that up. And I'm somebody who likes to take my inner corner down pretty far. You don't have to take it down that far or do as big of an inner corner highlight. It just makes me happy. I'm going to take, again, the shade Luna and put that as my brow bone highlight. You know what? A little bit of that on the nose. Well, there you are. There is the final look. I actually really like how this turned out and I can't wait to play with this palette more. I will say this, I'm hoping that the shade Aubergine blends better than it did in the Fall Fusion palette, but I'm not totally sure. I do think that it would have been nice to have maybe a couple, maybe not have both of these shades from the Fall Fusion palette in this palette. That's just kind of my opinion. I do think that they work well with this palette. I understand with the color story and all of that why they're in this palette. That's just kind of my 2 cents. I really am looking forward to playing with this more. My second impressions, because this is the second time I've actually placed some of these shades on my eye, I do really enjoy how these shades blend, especially the greens. I have not tried out Aubergine or Paulina yet to really get how these blend. So I will be playing with this palette more, and probably in February I will be doing a 3 looks 1 palette because January is all about switching it up and doing different eyeshadow palettes. Well, thank you for joining me for day 2 of 31 days of eyeshadow palettes. I do hope that you guys are enjoying this. I'm having fun playing with eyeshadow palettes and filming these tutorials and things for you. There will be, however, days where you will have 2 videos because I have some things I need to talk about, or I'm just wanting to give some of you differing content because I know not everyone loves tutorials. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. It does mean so much to me. Well, thank you again and bye!